my first Laphroaig on the channel, and we're starting off with an absolute banger. Hi there, my name's Lewis, and welcome to the Neckpour. This is the whiskey review channel where I give you my thoughts and opinions on a particular bottle of whiskey from the Neckpour all the way down to the Dregs. You join me here today for the Neckpour of this bowl. It's a pretty special one. It's the Feis Ìle 2026, the Cartridge release. It's 100% French oak Laphroaig. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get this one open and get it in the glass. I can't wait. This was one of the bottles that I picked up on my trip to Islay and came back with me. Super excited to get into it because, yeah, probably the first posh Laphroaig I've ever had. And from what I remember on the distillery day, what an absolute cracker of a whiskey. But firstly, let's start with the cork. Not too bad at all. And wow, what a smell coming out of that bottle. What a smell indeed. Nice little dram there in the Laphroaig glass. Again, free from the distillery. Super thankful. Always great to get something. And yeah, this is one that is exclusively for Friends of Laphroaig. Don't worry on the bottle spin, I've already claimed the code, so you can't claim that you've purchased this bottle yourself. And yeah, wow, what a distillery Laphroaig is. Possibly the most picturesque, I would say, of the distilleries. The view out over the bay, unbelievable. I mean, the sun was shining, it was a beautiful day, music playing, great food, amazing drams, just you couldn't ask for more. You really couldn't. And considering we were out in the Hebrides, it was hot. It was sun cream all around, you know? But yeah, what a place. One, certainly, if you're on a limited trip over there and you're looking at which ones do I need to go to, I would certainly recommend it. Because while until that week, 10 days on Islay, I wasn't the biggest Laphroaig fan because I'd only had their sort of more cheap sort of supermarket stuff. But since tasting kind of the real deal there on location, it suddenly makes sense. And this is a hell of a bottle from what I remember. But yeah, without any more chatting, let's get it up to the nose. There's all that medicinal peat that we all expect. Seaweed sat out on the sand that's starting to turn. But alongside that, there's heaps of vanilla on this. Absolute heaps of vanilla. And a real kind of gentle sweetness. The whole thing, it's not rugged, it's not jagged. It's so wonderfully round and soft despite being so strong and so distinctive. It's an incredible nose, to be honest. It's smoky, it's salty, it's dirty, it's sweet, but it's still polished and gentle at the same time. It's unbelievable. And yeah, we're at 52.6% here. If you told me that was 40 on the nose, I'd probably believe you. I'm assuming we're natural colour. I'm assuming we're non-chill filtered. But as with a lot of things from Beam Suntory, they don't say. But yeah, that nose is just sublime. Absolutely sublime. But yeah, let's get it up for a little taste. First thing, loads of wood shavings. Could be you running a saw, could be you sharpening a pencil. Each of us will have different sort of memories of what that's like. But it's that slightly warm cut wood, loads of it, that just pops onto the palate straight away. Then we move on to lots and lots of dark stone fruits, plums, damsons, could even be a really ripe apricot. But right at the point of going bad, they're so sweet, they're so soft. The kind of thing where you pick it up and it almost disintegrates in your hand, but it's so sweet and juicy and that flavour's so strong. Again, there's a little bit of hedgerow in there. Could be blackberries, could be black currants, something like that, but very dark fruit, really dark, really sweet, really rich. And then rounding out the palate, there's a bit of getting into kind of furniture polish and leather. Gets a little bit oilier. Not quite all the way to waxy, but we're well on that road. And yeah, just what a palate, like unreal. The finish is where, again, a lot of that medicinal TCP notes come out. We've got a little bit of bandages, a little bit of plasters. We've got plenty of salt. Again, not getting quite to the kind of seaweed that we're getting on the front, but we are getting, there's certainly something very coastal on the finish. And then it gets a lot kind of sweeter and darker, like coffee with heaps and heaps of brown sugar in it, like a really intense espresso that's half sugar, half coffee. So sweet, but so dry at the same time. And yeah, I'm honestly staggered by this. This is absolutely great stuff. It was one that I wasn't super jazzed for, because as I said at the start, I've not been the biggest Laphroaig fan in the past because of the kind of Laphroaigs I've drunk. I've found uninspiring and just kind of a bit medicinal for the sake of being medicinal, smoky for the sake of being smoky, but very watered down, very one-dimensional, thin, and just not great. But drinking this, there was another cartridge release they were pouring. There was the Willem Dafoe they were pouring. And wow, just what stuff they've got there. Unreal. If only this was what everything they released. And not a terrible price. This was 90 quid a bottle, which is not cheap whiskey, but Laphroaig's a prestigious name. 1815, I think there's some kind of a royal warrant, or there used to be a royal warrant. It's a serious name in the game, and they're putting it out cheaper than a lot of other places. Granted, it is non-age stated, but this is so gentle that it must have a little bit of age to it. It must be at least sort of 7, 8, 9, I'd have thought, as the kind of the youngest sort of average spirit age it could be. I mean, maybe there's some really young stuff mixed with some pretty old stuff. Not 100% certain on that, but this is great stuff. Again, it's a bit of fun. I was able to claim my rent as a friend of Laphroaig, because picking up this bottle allowed me to become one. So every time I go there in the future, there's a dram of the 10 waiting for me to pick up, and my little square foot of land that I can go find on the grid, which is, it's a good laugh, isn't it? It's well thought out. But no, in terms of as a whiskey, this truly, truly shocked me. And it's now a distillery I'm going to have to take a lot more thought into, pay a lot more attention to. And when I see those bottles at those slightly higher price points, not just instant no to them, but actually have a little bit of a think. Because if they're anything like this, it'd be pretty good stuff. But yeah, I think that's about where we'll leave today before I just start waxing lyrical about the virtues of this whiskey. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me here today. It really does mean the world to me that you take time out of your busy day to spend a bit of it with myself. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like down below. Got any thoughts and opinions on this bottle? If there's any Laphroaigs that you think I should be keeping an eye out for, or is there anything you want to see me review, please do drop it down in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. If you've really enjoyed the video, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're informed next time I post. But other than that, until the next time, I'd just like to say cheers, Salancha, and I'll see you again.